Sodor is a very rugged island. There are many cliffs and rocky passes that are strewn out across the landscape. As such, a modern electrical grid was simply an impossibility. Most of the countryside didn't have electricity before 1953. The island's main power plant was struggling to cope with the increased demand of the post-war boom. It finally came to a head one sweltering summer night. "Oh, this cannot be good." The Fat Controller rushed to the sheds. Winston and Henry sat there looking most concerned. "Winston, Henry, I don't know what to do for your night range tonight." "Well, what about Gordon, sir? He's still out there somewhere with the express." "He would have stopped at a signal box by now, somewhere." Henry still looked concerned. Because of Sodor's bad electrical grid, the railway had never been able to do a block signal system. In some places, there weren't signal boxes for miles upon miles. Just then, Edward spoke up. "What about the lamp messenger approach?" "What's that, Edward?" "Well, we started doing these new lamp codes a few years ago. What if they go out and they stop at every station? There are only 4 engines out and about across the whole railway. If they stop at every station, they'll be able to clear the sections one by one." "Yes, and we won't risk going back and we'll stay at Barrow." This could work. Alright, get these trains ready. I want them leaving at the same time in one big train. Then there'll be no other trains tonight. That way, when you pass Gordon, you will let him know that the line is clear and he can proceed with caution. The 2 engines departed, leaving Edward alone with the Fat Controller. "What if this continues into the morning, sir?" Percy was surprised that they were still going out, but arranged the abnormally long train anyway. It was only 9:30, so the Flying Kipper would be departing very early. Messengers informed the signalmen as far south as Thomas's Junction to be ready. The engines all knew that this was their only chance to get a train through. At 10 o'clock, the long train crept cautiously out onto the main line. All of the few signals the railway had were at red. Winston and Henry felt wrong passing them at danger. They were surprised when they finally entered Edward's station to find Lily waiting at the platform. "Lily, you should have left ages ago." "I was delayed for over an hour because of some faulty brakes. When I did get the train moving, I only got as far as the junction before being stopped and forced back here. I've been waiting almost 2 hours." "I don't think it will get any better anytime soon. The Sodor Council has sent messengers around telling people to use radios for information about this whole thing. It's been so quiet, not a single train has passed through. Where's Gordon?" "We don't know. We're keeping an eye out for him." "Oh, well, good luck, Winston." And the mammoth train set off. They struggled up and over Gordon's Hill before arriving at the station on the other side. There, they finally found Gordon. "Oh boy, we're glad to see you." "Yes, we've been worried off our wheels about you." "I passed through Cronk and noticed there weren't any lights." The station master waved me to a stop here. What on earth happened? There's been a huge power outage across the whole island. I've never seen anything like it. It's not happened since the Great War. Back then there were many candles instead. I don't know what they'll do without them this time. What about the electric engines? They're all chucked away in their shed. I passed them when I went through Killdrain. Alright, well, head station to station. Stop at each one and sleep at the big station. The harbor's a mess, so don't pass through it. Percy was barely able to get this lot out. Will do. The two trains then went their separate ways. It took Henry and Winston another hour to finally reach the end of the line. They went to rest in their railway's sheds. The countryside had been dark, with only tiny pinpricks of light from a few lucky houses. The city dazzled them. For the next few days, the trains ran in the sort of style they had that first night, with reduced speed and portable radios. The railway got around alright during the light hours. However, at night, they only ran one passenger and one goods service in either direction. The evening 4 days after the start of the blackout, the engines were resting at the big sheds when the world lit up around them. Geez, that's too bright now. Great, and I was just getting used to the darkness too. Engines, I have some important news. The Sodor Council has announced a huge upgrade to the electrical grid to prevent this kind of event from happening ever again. I've agreed to create new signal boxes and upgrade our signal system with this new electricity. These measures will hopefully never see this sort of thing happen again. We will also keep the standardized lamp codes as they were essential in this emergency. The engines all looked around. Sounds like our railway will be much safer now. Hopefully, Edward. Hopefully. And with that, the Fat Controller turned and walked away, happy to put this whole issue to rest.